I'm live. It's JD, the quarterback, Mike, coming at you right at the beginning of the men's NCAA tournament. And I wanted to go over my picks with you quickly as the tournament starts. Now, starting off with today's games in the West region, we have North Carolina taking on Wagner later today. I have North Carolina win that game. And the game that's currently started the tournament, or I should say today's play, is Michigan State against Mississippi State. And I have Michigan State winning that game. Um, and I'll just go over my first round winners today. So St. Mary's, Grand Canyon, I have St. Mary's winning that game. And then Alabama and Charleston, I have Alabama as the winner. I have New Mexico over Clemson, Baylor over Colgate. Then I have an upset of Nevada beating Dayton, and then Arizona um, taking care of Long Beach State, and that game will be today. Now, in the Midwest, uh, going from top to bottom, I've got Purdue beating Grambling tomorrow. Utah State losing to TCU. So TCU I've picked for winning tomorrow's game. Um, then I have McNeese State upsetting Gonzaga. I have Kansas State over Samford. I have South Carolina over Oregon. And then I have the Blue Jays of Creighton beating Akron. Then Texas beating the winner of the playing game, Colorado State. Texas beating Colorado State, and that's today. And then Tennessee playing St. Peter's, and I'm picking against my home state team of St. Peter's, and I'm picking Tennessee to win that game. And then going over to the South region, I have number one seed in the South region, Houston, winning tomorrow over Longwood. Nebraska, the Big Ten school, beating Texas A&M. Uh, Wisconsin beating James Madison. Duke over Vermont. And then Texas Tech beating NC State. Kentucky over Oakland out of Michigan. And then Florida beating Colorado, the winner of last night's playing game. And then I have the upset of Western Kentucky beating Marquette, and that will be tomorrow's game on TBS at 2 p.m. And finally, in the East region, in the first round games, I have Connecticut beating Northwestern, the defending champs. Um, then we have Florida at actually Northwestern beating Florida Atlantic. I misspoke there. Connecticut's open round game is against Stetson. So Connecticut's going to take care of Stetson. Northwestern over to Florida Atlantic. San Diego State, last year's finalist, uh, beating UAB. So they'll go to the second round. Auburn beating the Ivy tournament champ, Yale. Uh, BYU Duquesne. Duquesne, I have the 11th seed to win that one in a slight upset. Illinois to beat Morehead State. Illinois played really well at the end of the Big Ten season. I expect big things from them. Uh, Washington State is going to beat Drake, according to my prediction. And end the final first round pick, I have Iowa State, the number two seed, beating South Dakota State. I believe those are the Jackrabbits. Okay, that's my first round picks. Now going forward and starting again from the West, I have North Carolina advancing and beating Michigan State. Then I have Alabama beating St. Mary's in a second round game. Then I have New Mexico and Baylor playing with New Mexico going to the Sweet 16. And Nevada will upset Arizona to go to the Sweet 16 in the West. Now, in the Midwest, I have Purdue advancing over TCU to get to the Sweet 16. Kansas beating McNeese State to get to the Sweet 16. Then I have Creighton beating South Carolina, and Tennessee, the number 2 seed, advancing over Texas. So that's half of the Sweet 16. And the other half is from the South. I've got Houston beating Nebraska. I've got Wisconsin beating Duke. Then I have Kentucky beating Texas Tech, and Florida beating Western Kentucky. And that's going to set up a Sweet 16 meeting among SEC rivals. Then we have in the East, we've got Connecticut punching their ticket to the Sweet 16, uh, and they're going to meet Auburn, who's going to beat San Diego State. Duquesne will end its run against Illinois, and then Iowa State will move to the Sweet 16 as well. So your Sweet 16s are Connecticut, Auburn, Illinois, Iowa State in the East. In the South, those Sweet 16 teams are Houston, Wisconsin, Kentucky, and Florida. And then in the Midwest, it's Purdue, Kansas, Creighton, and Tennessee. And then in the West, Nevada, New Mexico, Alabama, and North Carolina. Now, for those predictions for the Sweet 16 matchups, we've got North Carolina beating Alabama to set up an Elite Eight contest against Nevada, which will take care of New Mexico. On the Midwest side of things, Tennessee is going to lose to Creighton, where Creighton will meet Purdue, who will take care of Kansas. And then the other Sweet 16 winners will be Wisconsin beating Houston and Kentucky beating Florida, and then Connecticut beating Auburn to take on Illinois, which will take care of Iowa State. And then our final 8 matchups, uh, the West, North Carolina and Nevada will be North Carolina advancing to its umpteenth Final Four. Creighton against Purdue. I have Purdue getting into the Final Four, where they will take on fellow Big Ten team Wisconsin from the South, beating Kentucky in the South Final. And then in the East Final, Connecticut will take care of Illinois. And in the Final Four, I have Connecticut playing North Carolina, where I have North Carolina winning that battle to advance to the final championship game against Purdue, the Boilermakers, who've been almost number one for most of the year, beating Wisconsin in the Final Four game. And my final champion is North Carolina, and the predicted score is 85-77 over Purdue. So the Tar Heels back on top, if everything goes according to my predictions, here in the 2024 NCAA men's basketball tournament. And I would look forward to seeing your comments and hearing what your opinions are. This is JD, quarterback of the mic. Go Tar Heels.